What is up, guys? Again, back with another review. I haven't been posting in a while. I'm sorry for that. Haven't had much activity to boast about. No stop motions, no new reviews, but now we do. HIYA Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla vs. Kong heatray figure. My very first HIYA toy that I've had in hand, and right out of the box, just amazed. I'm blown away how a company that's not much higher ranked than Playmates produces much higher quality figures than like $1 million company that focuses hard on Godzilla figures, and they have not been able to achieve what HIYA has. It's great to see. Great to know that we have a new line of figures that actually are worth buying, that won't snap. Speaking about Mecha Godzilla. Speaking from experience. As I was saying. So, right out of the box. Looks great. Much better than what SH Monster Arts has accomplished. Very half-ass paint jobs and sculpt. Because as you can see, just this thing just looks incredible. So yeah, sue me for not appreciating all SH Monster Arts work, but I love this thing. I like just got it out of the box and I rushed over to my table, started reviewing. I'm beyond excited. I've waited about a month for this figure. I paid like $20 for shipping from Big Bag Toy Store. It was worth it, every penny. My very first HIYA toy, or HIYA Toys toy, and I love it. That's almost all I can say. But we're not here for you. Well, you're kind of here to hear my opinion, but let's actually get into depth with the review, articulation, sculpt, paint, and price. See if it's worth it. Newsflash, it is. Anyways, great sculpt. Like, actually, great sculpt. I love what HIYA has done because they took the CGI files from the movie and they not only made him look very good, but gave him insanely great posability without messing up the sculpt, which is something that Bandai had not done very good. Anyways, looks, well, like Godzilla, not Bandai's version of him, but how he did in the movie. It's hard to really compare the paint accuracy to the movie, because in the movie, every single time he was glowing was mostly in the dark, and obviously he isn't really glowing, so it's hard to represent that or present that in the dark. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it. The camera does make it look a little more vibrant than it actually is, which I love, because that'll be very helpful in photo editing and stop motions. But as you could see, multiple color variations of blue, stuff that I have experience with in painting. Very, very clean. When I saw the pictures, I wasn't too fond of the amount of white that was mostly on the fins, but looking at it now, it really gives off that pop glowing effect, and I love it. It starts off white, slowly gets darker. It starts off brighter white, gets lighter-ish bluish, and then almost black blue. I just noticed that the camera wasn't focused. But yeah, great. And we will be doing comparison later. Very, very detailed in every way possible. Every single groove is there. He only has one source of articulation in the torso. It's gonna be right in here on one big ball joint. Decent amount of crunch. Goes back that far. If you have your Godzilla bent over a lot in stop motions, that might be an issue for me. I mean for you, but it doesn't occur for me. Shoulders, broad shoulders. That's about as much T-pose as you'll get from him. In that far. That's as much elbow bend, which is kind of disappointing, but unless he's scratching his chin, you won't really need that a lot. That's fully straight. Kind of looks awkward, but you get what you get for $50, and it still looks amazing to me. Wrist is on a ball joint. It's pretty good. I like how they didn't have a ball joint hinge as Monster Arts did, because that was a pain to know which way you're bending it and if you're bending it right. So moving up. Alright, there we go. There is only one ball joint that moves ahead, but for how little they did for the head articulation, it works. It works pretty decently. You can mod it with Robotech joints that you can get from eBay or Amazon. Make it multi-jointed if you want, because they're around the same size. But other than that, pretty decent head articulation. If you want to have them look all the way up, I suggest using this neck replacement right here, because this one right here does not do that great of a job. That's as good as you'll get from it, which is, though not bad. That's how much you can look down. Mouth opens about that much. The tongue has, whenever you close it, it'll get stuck to the top of the roof, or the roof of the mouth. So whenever you open it, you just want to push that back down. Pretty sick. I dig it. Shit, if we were moving up, I should have started at the tail, but where we left off. Legs. Big hunky legs. This moves fairly decently. Not as good leg spread as Bandai's, but you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. I'm not throwing a fit at all because I love this thing. You can get a pretty good rotation. It starts to get stiff about right here. Strong hinge joint in the knee. I notice this figure creaks a lot, but I do not mind. I could care less. Ball joint in the feet, not too great. It gives decent swivel. You just gotta put some force into it. It's gonna be the same on the other side, so I won't even bother. The tail. Wow, this tail. I moved it for the first time earlier, and Lord have mercy, this thing can, oh my god. HIYA, marry me please, cause god damn. Not only does it look immaculate, but you can put a lot of force into this thing without breaking it. Unlike someone or something that we have covered before. So, it doesn't bend down that much, but up pretty damn good for Godzilla figure. Side. I didn't even have to force it that hard. Well, I forced it hard, but I didn't have to. It's just, it doesn't pop off with ease like somebody. And when I picked him up, something fell off. Wow, who would have guessed? It hurts. I struggle to move monster arts in a position like this, worried and fearful that it's just gonna snap like Mechagodzilla. That is not an occurring problem here at all. So thank you, HIYA. Thank you so much for this amazing figure. Alright, that basically covers all the articulation. If you put this on, it's not gonna move for shit. Paint. As you can see, he looks, well, like a heatray Godzilla, what you would expect. The skin doesn't have that much paint job applied to it. You can definitely see it, but they didn't put too much care into that, which I'm glad they didn't, because if there was like all this tan and different discoloration on the skin, then that would kind of throw it off, the color from this. Which I have done painting this guy before, and I was very unsatisfied with it. Or I might just be real picky, but the skin's gonna be pretty much the same occurring through the entire body. The chest is something that I thought I would hate, because in photos it just looked like a toddler painted with the blue crayon on all over it, but if you look at the Hong Kong scene where he's drilling through the earth, it matches up pretty well. I like it. The neck, very glossy. For the neck, I don't think that they were going for much of the atomic breath pulsing through his neck. I think it was more when he shoots his beam, it's the light reflecting off his neck. Might be wrong, might be right. Doesn't matter. This is a review. You're getting my opinion. Cry about it. Mouth, fairly decent. It's hard to really show it without a light in his mouth. But when you do get the light in his mouth, it's pretty damn good. It's an all blue mouth, which I wasn't too much of a fan of on the 2021 Godzilla, but HIYA just did it so much better here. And once again, amazing job with this figure. First heatray Godzilla they ever did, and they hit it right on the head. I love it. I'm gonna say that over and over. I love this figure. I love this figure because I love this damn figure. Eyes, white with some sprayed blue on the around, which does a pretty decent job. It looks like it's glowing. If you look at pictures from Hong Kong fights in the movie, it'll look how it looked in the movie, which is great. The top of the head, not much different. Overspray of blue. The spines, I think we've already taken a look at. White tapers off to a darker color, which looks incredible. I've tried to nail that look so many times painting, and I wasn't always successful, but with what they did here, it's really good. Inside of the spikes are the same. If I was working for HIYA, I would suggest putting white down all the sides instead of just where the fins are, because that just like makes it look like it's glowing from the spine, which when I did looked pretty decent to me, but quite frankly I don't work for HIYA, so can't boss them around like that. Tail, it looks fairly similar to how the 2021 Godzilla looked. light blue, black dry brush. I forgot to mention on the spines they did a little bit of a spray with blue to kind of show off that glowing, pulsating effect, which I noticed quite frankly, and it's wonderful. So paint job overall amazing, like as expected, which is the whole reason I bought this figure. The accessories I'm not such a fan of, but this is a review of the figure, and I will show off what it came with. So let's get into that. I took off the default head. This is the original head. Comes in sections so that it has better posability. This is the head that you'll want to use if you want him to looking up. I have not actually tested it yet, but knowing that that's what it was made to do, I'm assuming that it works the way it should, right? Pretty basic. You slide this piece on, align it, stick it in. That's what she said. Goddamn. I'm gonna pause the video real quick. I will start recording again when I figure it out. Okay, so couldn't really figure out how to get the head on. I will probably try to air dry it or use a blow dryer to heat it up to get it on better. Cause I tried it right now. This obviously slid on like a glove. This was pretty hard to slip onto the joint, and in the end I was not successful. If anything, I'll pose it short. So a little disappointed with that. I used some sticky putty to try to keep it on there for now to show the review, but the beam was kind of holding it down, weighing it down. So I guess we'll just talk about the accessories instead of like showing them on the figure. It's gonna look like it's sticking on the neck, like it should. I don't think I'm really gonna be using this all that much, especially in stop motions with how much of a pain in the ass it would be to take it on and off. I tried putting it on right now and I almost popped open my thumb. So that's just gonna sit on the neck, pretty basic. This obviously just slides right in the mouth, and boom. This beam is pretty good. They did something somewhat similar to SH Monster Arts. They just did it better. But I don't like how it looks like it's shooting out of his tongue. If it was bent down a little more like that, then I'd be very satisfied. But it looks like it's shooting out from his tongue, which is non-existent in here, but realistically speaking, it looks like it's shooting from his lower jaw instead of his throat. A little disappointing. I'm sure I'll find a way to fix that. I'll heat it up and bend it and mold it the way I want, because I always do. I just wish that they would have done that out of the packaging. Again, you get what you get. Overall, I'm very happy with this figure. I don't mind that this didn't go on the way I wanted it to, but it's a pretty good effect. If anything, you can just use the Monster Arts one right here. It's noticeably much smaller than the HIYA one. They look fairly similar, except I like how HIYA's didn't have the silver dry brush, which I have no idea why they did that. It's off-putting, for say. Other than that, though, it looks pretty good. It looks like he's spitting fire here. It looks like he's kind of spitting water. It's very crystal jelly-like, but it does glow. It's clear, which is very cool. I'll find a way to illuminate that in stop motions. But if you can't get this into HIYA's mouth, just stick the 2019 one in there for now. It'll work. It'll do the job. Obviously higher. It's a little higher. Huh? I'll stop. Let's get into the review. I meant comparison, not review. We are doing the review. Let's get into the comparison. Here is the HIYA Toys standing next to my custom painted Monster Arts 2021 Godzilla. Obviously it's custom painted. That's not how it came out of the box, but clear height difference, clear change in accuracy, paint, scaling, proportions, sadly. Let's take a look at the paint. I'd say I did a pretty good job painting. Kind of wish I didn't do that dry brush, because it would have looked something similar to HIYA's. Back looks pretty good. It's just not as shiny and luminescent as HIYA's. But I can't thank Bandai for this, sadly. I was in charge of the paint. Bandai just did a sharp metallic turquoise. Disappointing, but I'm not trying to hate Bandai. Bandai is a great company that makes amazing figures, and I appreciate them putting me on this journey and getting me into Godzillas. They have been like my go-to brand if I wanted a Godzilla figure, and I thank them for that. But we got something better now. Hate to say it, but it's not looking good for Bandai. The head is also custom. Got it from Whalezilla or Kujira Designs. He is now from Instagram. Just DM him. You don't even have to DM him anymore. I forgot. Just go to his website and purchase one. It doesn't sit on the greatest, or maybe I just did something wrong. The jaw doesn't close all the way. God damn it, this is exactly what I mean. I just lifted it off the ground. This is exactly why this guy is on top. Well, that means we don't need this anymore. Let's get this piece of junk on the side. And next comparison. Just want to get this out of the way real quick. HIYA versus 2019 Bandai Monster Arts. This one's kind of tough because shit. I love this Godzilla. It's just I was looking for this guy so long. I had been on the search for him since King of the Monsters, and I just got him last Christmas for $190. It's a glorious figure. It's truly great. The articulation is solid. It doesn't pop off as much as the 2019 Godzillas. Posability is smooth and fairly decent. It was very handy in stop motions. Proportionate wise, not too great, but it's very good for Bandai. This is one of my favorite figures from their line. this will always have a place in my heart until the upgraded 2021 HIYA Godzilla will come as well. Then this guy will be put aside, but I won't get rid of this guy. Next comparison. Monster Arts Kong. And this is the first time I've set him by this Godzilla. And damn, he is tiny. He's not even up by his shoulder. I'm gonna have to have him jump just to like bite him or headbutt him, which, you know, I'm fairly decent at doing, so I might not have a problem with that. Besides that, my only Kong toy, or Kong figure, I like this guy very much. This is the SDCC 2021 Kong, custom head by Gojira Designs, which I custom painted. Looks pretty good. Was not too satisfied with the original head sculpt because the person who sculpted this figure went off of a monkey skeleton instead of Kong CGI files. Only real issue I have with this figure is how easy it does that. I have found ways to foresee it and fix it in stop motions, which I'm pretty sure some of you have noticed, but that's my main ick with this guy. I don't know if I'll get a HIYA Kong, but we'll see what the future has in store for us and what HIYA has in store for us. Last comparison. Wow. Mecha Godzilla, Bandai. My second favorite Bandai figure. Reason why it's not my first is because you guys know how constantly this son of a bitch broke. By now, every single point of articulation in the tail was once broken. Like snapped at the base of the joint. Which, luckily my dad was a mechanic and he found a way to fix that. So now it's a fairly decent figure, except the tail doesn't move the way it did. And it starts to get a little loose. These fall off way too easily. I've lost one on this hand. But again, this is almost fully custom. When it came, it was all silver, no red, no nothing, except the little bits of red on the spines. I gave him black wash, put red in spots where I would like it, so now it looks, I like the way it looks a lot, mostly because of what I did. Somewhat like this one. Bandai just sucks at making tails. I just had to say that. This is an awesome figure. Very poseable. I love the feel of quality. It feels good quality. The tail did at first, but maybe I forced it or did something, but it shouldn't have broke like that. I like the height. That's something I wasn't too happy about with the Bandai Godzillas because they were dwarfed compared to him. I'll put a picture up on the screen. Boom. So you can see the difference. This guy's obviously taller, which I can prove by doing that. So overall, an upgraded figure. I cannot wait to have these beasts fight in stop motion. That's going to be a very thrilling stop motion, and it might not happen because I've done around 5 GVK stop motions and I'm getting kind of bored of it too. So it might not happen, but this was mandatory for the comparison. That basically concludes everything. there you have it, guys. HIYA Toys GVK Heatray Godzilla. My very first Heatray Godzilla. And I'm in love. Thank you, HIYA, for your amazing work. I will continue to be buying your products, even though I'm sure you don't give a shit because I'm just some 400 subscriber having YouTuber that reviews Godzillas for fun. Which, I mean, no respect at all, because I love all of you people that subscribe to my videos. I mean, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and continue giving some support. Very much appreciated. It's been a very fun journey. One of my greatest hobbies I've had since I was 4. And this all wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for my dad. He showed me Godzilla 2014 for the first time, and I just knew that was it. HIYA Toys. Very, very high quality brand. Feels sturdy, feels high quality, feels like it's not gonna break, because I know it isn't. If it's not HIYA, I swear to God. That's it. Thank you guys for watching my video. Thank you for always watching my videos. Thank you for your support. And I'm out.